Have you ever faced a challenge so huge, so intimidating, that it just freezes you in your tracks? You feel that knot in your stomach, your mind starts racing, and you think, I can't do this. This is too big for me. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. And more importantly, it doesn't mean you're weak. It means the task ahead feels like a giant. Today, we're going to talk about how to face the giant. How do you turn the paralyzing anxiety into actionable courage? We're going to dive into one of the most famous stories of all time, David and Goliath, from 1 Samuel 17 in the Bible. But this isn't just an ancient tale. It has a powerful blueprint for overcoming the giants in your own life. Whether it has a daunting project at work, a crucial exam, a difficult conversation, or a personal fear you've been avoiding, let's set the scene. The Israelite army is terrified. For 40 days, a 9-foot-tall champion named Goliath has been mocking them, challenging anyone to a one-on-one fight. Every single soldier, including their king, is paralyzed by fear. They see an unbeatable giant. Then, a young shepherd boy named David shows up. He's not a soldier. He has no armor, no sword. But when he hears Goliath's taunts, he sees something different. He sees an opportunity. While everyone else is focused on the size of the giant, David steps forward. He's armed with just a sling, 5 smooth stones he picked from a stream, and an unwavering trust in God. With a single, well-aimed stone, he takes down the giant, and the entire tide of the battle turns. The Israelites, moments before crippled by fear, are now victorious. So what's the secret here? How did a shepherd boy do what an entire army couldn't? David didn't win because he was stronger or bigger. He won because he was resourceful. He didn't focus on what he lacked. He focused on what he had. He turned his fear into courage by recognizing his own unique strengths and using them to break down the massive problem in front of him. This brings us to a critical point about how we deal with our own giants. When we face overwhelming challenges, we often make big mistakes. First, we exaggerate the threat. We look at the giant, the huge project, the public speaking engagement, the scary life decision, and we inflate it in our minds. It becomes this monolithic, unbeatable monster. We tell ourselves, this is impossible. Second, while we're busy making the giant bigger, we simultaneously underestimate ourselves. We completely forget about the resources we already have. We dismiss our skills, our past experiences, our small wins, and the people who support us. We think we need a sword and armor, just like the other soldiers. But David's victory proves that the tools you already possess are often the most powerful ones. His strength wasn't in his size. It was in his resourcefulness. His sling, his stones, and his faith were more than enough. You have resources too. You just need to learn to see them and, more importantly, to use them. So, how do we do that? How do we practically apply David's strategy to our modern-day giants? Let's break it down into 3 simple, actionable steps. This is your guide to turning anxiety into action. Step 1. Identify your 5 stones. What are the resources, skills, and strengths you already possess? David didn't just randomly grab things. He knew his sling. He had practiced with it for years while protecting his sheep. He chose his stones carefully. He had confidence in his tools. Now, it's your turn. Ask yourself, what skills do I have that can help me right now? What have I learned from past challenges? Who is in my corner, supporting me? What tools, physical or mental, do I already have access to? Take a moment, maybe even pause this video, and write them down. These are your 5 stones. For example, your stones might be your ability to stay calm under pressure, your experience with a specific software, your strong organizational skills, the support of a trusted friend or mentor, or your deep knowledge about a particular subject. Don't dismiss anything. Write it all down. Acknowledging your stones is the first step to using them. Step 2. Break the giant down into smaller targets. Goliath was intimidating as a whole, but David didn't see him as one giant. He saw one target, a small, vulnerable spot on his forehead. He broke the giant down. When you face a huge challenge, it feels overwhelming because you're trying to tackle the whole thing at once. Don't instead ask yourself, what is the very first, smallest action I can take? If you're terrified of public speaking, don't focus on the entire 30-minute presentation. Just focus on writing the first sentence, or practice your opening line in the mirror. If you have a massive project due, don't think about the finish line. Just focus on completing the first task on your list. Breaking down the giant into smaller, manageable pieces makes it far less intimidating. You're no longer fighting a giant, you're just taking one small step at a time. Step 3. Practice your action plan. David was not an amateur. He was a pro with his sling. He had spent countless hours practicing, protecting his flock from lions and bears. He knew exactly what he was doing before he ever stepped onto the battlefield. You need to do the same. Before you face your giant, practice, rehearse, visualize yourself succeeding. If it's a job interview, practice your answers to common questions with a friend. If it's a difficult conversation, write down your key points and say them out loud. If it's a new skill, practice the fundamentals until they feel natural. This preparation builds confidence and muscle memory, so when the real moment arrives, you're not improvising, you're executing a plan you've already mastered. Let's walk through a real-world example. Imagine you have a big presentation coming up, and public speaking terrifies you. Your heart pounds just thinking about it. Let's apply the 5 stones method. First, identify your stones. Stone 1, you know your topic inside and out. Stone 2, you successfully presented to smaller, friendly groups before. Stone 3, you have a knack for creating great visuals for your slides. Stone 4, you have a supportive coworker who can listen to you practice. Stone 5, you know a breathing technique that helps calm your nerves. C. You're not starting from scratch. Next, break down the giant. Instead of give a perfect presentation, your steps become 1. Finalize the slide decks. 2. Practice the introduction until it feels smooth. 3. Run through the full presentation with your coworker. 4. On the day, start by taking 3 deep breaths. Each step is small and achievable. Finally, practice your action plan. You rehearse in front of a mirror. You record yourself on your phone to check your pacing and body language. You visualize yourself walking confidently to the front of the room, delivering your opening line with a smile, and finishing strong. You even have a backup plan. If you lose your train of thought, you know you can just pause, take a sip of water, and look at your next slide to get back on track. You're no longer facing a giant. You're executing a series of small, well-rehearsed actions, using strengths you already have. Remember what David said to Goliath. You come to me with a sword, with a spear, and with a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts. David knew his ultimate strength wasn't in his own ability, but in his faith. He combined his practical skills with his trust in something greater than himself. He used what he had, right where he was. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or for some new skill you don't possess. You already have everything you need to take the first step. You have your own 5 stones. Now, I want to make this interactive. In the comments below, I want you to do 2 things. First, write down at least one of your 5 stones, a resource, skill, or strength you have. Second, share one giant you ray facing this week and the very first small step you can take today to move forward. Let's encourage each other. Thank you so much for watching. If this message resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on turning faith into practical action. You've got this. Now go face your giant.